From Omaha, Nebraska, Ted DiBiase. His opponent, the North American heavyweight champion at 225 pounds, from Marietta, Georgia, Brad Armstrong.
A tremendous encounter coming up with the sanctioned North American Heavyweight Championship on the line as Ted DiBiase, the challenger from Omaha, against Marietta, Georgia's North American Heavyweight title holder, Brad Armstrong. The referee for this title match, Ron West, and Ted DiBiase's associate on the outside, General Skandar Akbar.
Well, that's right, boys, and this should be a great title bout because Brad Armstrong, a tremendous athlete. He comes from a wrestling background, like you said, his dad, Bob Armstrong, one of the all-time greats, and Ted DiBiase. His father was Iron Mike DiBiase, a man who was fatally injured and died from that injury in the ring. Former Big 7 champion and amateur national AAU champion, and Ted DiBiase followed his footsteps, and DiBiase has been North American champion. He knows what it is to be there. Just like the Super Bowl, the oftentimes it's the team that's been there the most that knows how to handle all the preparation and getting ready. And DiBiase is certainly a pressure man. DiBiase really bearing down on Brad Armstrong, I will tell you. This crowd is really starting to get behind Brad. There's Chad Foreman. Brad Armstrong responds. Drop kick and the hip toss, and Ted DiBiase, King Red, has just had his momentum brought to a screeching halt, and he's out there to be consoled by Skandar Akbar. Listen to this crowd here at the Irish Camille Boys Club. Ted DiBiase, the man who would like nothing better than to walk out and humiliated Hacksaw Duggan in his fine tuxedo and wearing the Lucian Bacard cufflinks given to him by Mid-South as being Athlete of the Year in 1984, which really has upset DiBiase. DiBiase wanted that award. And DiBiase had Dr. Death to back him up, and Akbar too, but Duggan had a special addition in the Rose box. And now DiBiase feeling the wrath of a young Brad Armstrong as he defends that North American title. 27 pounds of silver and gold, the most prestigious belt. DiBiase got a hold of his tights and had him tilted up into a predicament. A great match. I think matchmaker Grizzly Smith has outdone himself here today on Mid-South. And next week, another great card. Terry Taylor will defend his television title against Nature Boy Buddy Landell. Buddy Landell said the Iceman cost him that title and wants Terry to defend it and asked him to be man enough to defend it without any help, and Terry Taylor has agreed. Also, Billy Jack, that great athlete that has renounced his ring name of Billy Jack because of his father's illness, is wrestling under his own name. Billy Haynes, that powerful young man from Portland, Oregon, will face Kamala, the Ugandan giant. So a great card here next week on Mid-South. Don't miss it. Side headlock, Brad Armstrong uses that tremendous upper body power he has, and DiBiase trying to get rid of it, but Armstrong, like a pit bulldog, he's got a great hold, and he's hanging on to it. DiBiase to the hair, forcing the referee to make the break, and you see how quick he's fouling on the break with the quick forearm smashes underneath the small rib cage and into the kidney area. But Brad Armstrong, tremendous conditioned athlete he is, and he stopped DiBiase. Backslide. He's got DiBiase. He had DiBiase. And he doesn't stop. Brad Armstrong, he takes it to you all the way. But DiBiase's got him by the tights. Ronnie West is out of position. Takes it to cradle. Now Ronnie West saw that DiBiase had the tights and wouldn't allow that fall. Ronnie West, one of the finest officials I think has ever refereed.
And much to the dismay of Skandar Akbar, Bill, on the outside, who really stirred up.
Akbar wants that North American title on DiBiase because DiBiase, his associate, that would force everybody to have to deal with the general and Ted DiBiase because the North American title is the flagship of Mid-South. There's Ted DiBiase locked in a death struggle with Hacksaw Duggan. And Akbar has Kamala. He's brought in the heaviest gun that he's ever had, the 387-pound giant, to try to put Butch Reed out of commission. Body check. DiBiase looked like he was really stunned on that one. He tries to make a good move. Brad Armstrong. And And look, the fans love it, and you're right inside the ring with the Mid-South handheld camera. Takes you right inside the ring. Do everything but smell the popcorn. And Ronnie West counting both men. They both have a 10 count to get to their feet. It'll be a technical knockout situation. Listen to this crowd cheer Brad DiBiase to his feet. Ronnie West quits counting DiBiase, starts counting Brad Armstrong, and Brad only has no 10 count. But DiBiase's not even going to let him see if he's counted out. He's going to go on the attack while Brad is still stunned. Flat of the foot to the head, that's legal. What tremendous bouts we've had today here on Mid-South Wrestling. Oh. That's whiplash. DiBiase, the master, the tactician, the man that when he gets you hurt, he will stay after you. He will stalk you, abuse you. Reverse neck breaker. You see how he stayed everything to the head and neck of Brad Armstrong. Kill the head, you kill the body. Reverse chin lock. Keeps the pressure right on Brad Armstrong. This is probably the most pressure-filled match this young champion has had. Of course, he came against a real tactician and a real master of psychology, Ernie Ladd, and beat him at his own game. So Brad Armstrong has lived up to all his billing. Former international champion off the Superstation, Atlanta, Georgia. He said he came to Mid-South because until you've gotten recognition in Mid-South, you're not respected in the wrestling world. And we've seen that other stars that have been stars in Mid-South have certainly proven that they can be stars in any wrestling area. And the reverse has not been true. We're proud of the competition here. You fans demand it. Listen to this crowd cheering for Brad Armstrong. Brad trying to break away. Brad Armstrong has hoisted DiBiase out his throat, driven hard into that middle cable. DiBiase, in a desperation move, may have lucked off, or else it may have been intentional, but he has just about decapitated Brad Armstrong. But DiBiase may not be able to pull it back together because he'd been in the grips of that sleeper for so long. DiBiase pulling Armstrong out of the ring onto the floor. No, he's taking Brad Armstrong. He's taking Brad Armstrong and driving his leg around that steel post. Ted DiBiase is pressuring Brad Armstrong's leg around that steel post. Brad Armstrong is writhing in pain as DiBiase. DiBiase dropping on that knee. It looks like he's badly damaged Brad Armstrong's knee. The crowd cheering for Brad Armstrong. DiBiase going for the figure four. He's got the figure four locked up. He's got the figure four locked up. Ronnie West is asking Brad Armstrong. He's asking him. Brad Armstrong is in excruciating pain. Ronnie West calls for the bell. Brad Armstrong apparently is submitted. Brad Armstrong submitted. He's writhing in agony. And Ted DiBiase, the winner of this match, Ted DiBiase, the new North American champion. Ted DiBiase.
You see the smile on his face as he has the coveted belt across his chest, and here comes Akbar to congratulate him.
Ted DiBiase, the North American champion. He has that 27 pounds of silver and gold, and Skandar Akbar now has the bargaining tool to his type of terms, and Brad Armstrong, with all the courage in the world, laying there that they're administering to that knee.
And we'll be right back.